Hi, Rob Howard here from EFL Talks, and we're here today in sunny Mexico with Rosy Cortes. And Rosy is doing her third EFL Talks, right, Rosy?
Yeah.
Yeah. And great to have you here again. Thanks so much for doing it. So you're going to talk today about multiple intelligences. So without further ado, I'll let you get started. And thanks again. And take it away.
Thank you. Okay, well, yes, here we are today. We're going to talk about multiple intelligences. Well, this comes from a theory developed by Howard Gardner back in 1983. According to Howard Gardner, we're all intelligent. Everybody is intelligent, believe it or not, even that person you're thinking about right now. Everybody is intelligent. The thing is that we process information in a different way. We all have had students who are, tapping their pencils all the time, moving in their chairs, doing something. They don't do that to bother you, usually. They do that because they need movement in order to process information. And some of the people are very visual, for example, like me. I am very, very visual. I need videos, images, at least a piece of paper and a pencil to take notes and draw and make my mind maps and everything. I need visual things in order to understand and process information. There are some people that are very auditory. That means that they do not need to see everything. As long as they listen, as they hear it, they get it. We all have that student in our classroom that he seems like he's not paying attention. He's looking at the ceiling or doing something else, apparently. But when we ask him, he knows. He gives you the answer, the correct answer. That's kind of frustrating sometimes, huh? But that's because he does not need to see you. He does not need to see what's happening in order to understand, as long as he listens. That's what he needs. So, well, this is pretty much what Howard Gardner's theory is of these multiple intelligences, that we all are intelligent, but in different ways. We are smart in different ways. So let's start by, well, talking about this. Howard Gardner says that as I told you, there are many different ways to be smart. And he defines intelligence as the ability to solve problems, find or create new problems, and when appropriate, create products of value within a cultural context. We have seen Mr. Bean, for example. We all know Mr. Bean. He's kind of weird, but he's smart. At the end of the show, he always gets to his point. He gets things solved in his very own way, but he always does it, right? So he's a different kind of smart. Maybe he's not the guy at school with glasses, the very the image that we all have of someone intelligent. But at the end, if he's able to solve his problem, he is intelligent. So that's pretty much the idea here. So there are two fundamental propositions here. One is that intelligence is not fixed. That means that we're not stuck with intelligence that, or the level of intelligence that we were born with. We have the ability to develop those intellectual abilities, and we have the ability also to help our students develop their capacities. And the other one is that intelligence is not unitary. And that means that we all have a little bit of those intelligences that Howard Gardner said. He mentions, or he has in his theory, he talks about 8 different types of intelligences. And the idea here is that it's not just we just have one. We have a little bit of all of them, but 1 or 2 may be the predominant ones, like in my case, as I told you, I'm very visual. You know? That we have a little bit of all of them, so that makes our cognitive profile very unique, because we can have different amounts, if you can say it like that, of intelligence within our person, and it could be different with other students. So let's talk about those 8 types of intelligence that Howard Gardner mentioned. The first one, the verbal linguistic. Well, they are people like to think in, with, and about words. Oral and written language are symbols to think in and express this intelligence. So this students, they like reading. They really enjoy reading, writing, speaking, listening, everything that is involved with language. They love telling jokes. They love having discussions and debates, writing poems, passing notes, etc. So it is good. It's a good idea to prepare some activities in class where they have a chance to use language and to use all their abilities in there. The next one is the logical mathematical. I think that's very obvious. No, they like to think in, with, and about numbers. Numbers, sequence, shapes. They really like doing, mathematical problems, solving problems in general. They like to see the relationship between things, the cause and effect of things, logical, the logical side of things. They love analyzing and using symbols, discovering logical sequences, all this kind of thing. So we can prepare activities for them in which they have to count, for example, a secret code with kids have to figure it out using symbols and figure out a message, a sentence, or whatever we want them to do in class. That could be a good option. Then visual spatial lighting. Well, I think I made a mistake and they are mixed here. Well, they like to think in with and both visual images and things that are related to space. We think in and express this intelligence through pictures, sculpture, arranging objects, and navigating through space. Visual spatial students are very good at having everything in order, giving a space for everything. They enjoy doodling or designing, drawing. The combination of colors is really important. Arranging objects, in little boxes, or having things in order. They're great at interpreting maps or decorating the classroom, etc. So all the things that are very visual would be great for them. Then we have the ones with the music inside them, the musical-rhythmic. Well, like my daughter, for example, who's very musical. So these students love to work with music or rhythm, rhymes, melodies. That's the way they process information. For example, my daughter, when she was little, she had some problems with the multiplication tables. It was really hard for her to understand the concept and to memorize all those things. So I went to the internet. I found some songs, and it was really helpful. Within 2 weeks, she was able to learn all of them from 1 to 12. But we were able to do it just because it was by the use of music. It was singing the multiplication table. So with this students, musical rhythmic students, well, what can we do with them? Of course, use music in the classroom. They enjoy listening. They love creating rhymes also. If they have to, I don't know, if they're studying present perfect, for example, they could be able to make up a rhyme in teams and to remember when to use it, how the structure is formed, etc. They love those things. Of course, playing instruments, everything that is related to music and rhythm would be great for these students. Then the ones that like to move all day, the bodily kinesthetic students. They're the ones that I told you that are always tapping the pencils on the table or moving their feet or doing something. Everything has to do with movement and gestures. The body is an instrument for them to understand information, to process what they are studying. So movement is essential here. Having games in the classroom where they are able to jump, to run a little bit, to move, all the physical activities or hands-on activities. Acting is also a great activity to do with them. Role-playing. So things that require physical skills, that require movement, are great for the students. Then we have the ones that are naturalist or environmental. They like to, everything that has to do with the natural phenomena occurring all around them. It's the kids that like to observe insects and know the names of all the animals and all the dinosaurs that existed, and they love all things that are related to that. So what we can do with them is maybe collecting plants or analyzing, studying things, classifying things is a great activity for them. They are, if there's a way that we can connect our topic in class to the world, to nature, they will enjoy it and they will understand it much better. Then we have the interpersonal ones. Well, the interpersonal intelligence are the ones that like to interact with other students. They love to analyze and have discussions and work with people. They really love group activities. That's great for them. Maybe having the classic activity, find someone who and have them go and ask different students about something. That's what they really like, interacting with people. They have great leadership skills. They're great at making new friends. And they have the ability to understand others' points of view. So as long as we encourage them to interact, to discuss, to have fun and work with other students, they will enjoy the learning process more. And we have then the opposite, the intrapersonal, the ones that are very interested in reflection and things that can be done by themselves, not with a lot of people, not with the whole team. They love to analyze things for themselves, to plan and do things by their own, especially reflecting. Well, they are very reflective. They like to think and come up with the solution of something by themselves. So these students will love to analyze a story that you read in the classroom, or making a mind map or something that they do by themselves, where they are able to express what they think, what they feel, but by themselves, not much interaction. Well, this is a very brief description of these intelligences that are mentioned in this Howard Gardner theory. What are the benefits of working with this multiple intelligence approach, or getting to know what our students' predominant intelligence is? Well, if we find out at the beginning of the school year, right now it's a great time, at least here in Mexico, today was the very first day of school. So if we find out our students' profile, their predominant intelligences, it's going to be really helpful for us when we plan activities. If we have a quiz at the beginning of the year, and we find out that most of our students are visual, then when we plan our classes, we have to include videos, flashcards, lots of visual aids. If we find out that most of them are auditory, well, we will have to use music and lots of listening activities and dictations, etc. So having this profile of our class, having each student's profile and our class profile is going to help us plan our classes, design activities that are easier for them to process, to understand, and to enjoy. Remember that our intelligence is not fixed. We can develop all the other intelligence that we have. So when we plan an activity for kinesthetic students, it's going to work great for them, but it's also going to help the other students to develop those skills. So it's helpful for everyone. The idea would be to have different kinds of activities in the class, so they all have something that is interesting, and they all have the chance to develop some other skills that are not the predominant ones in them. And some other benefits, well, are listed here. Using this multiple intelligences approach, we're going to involve our students, we're going to engage them, and they're going to become more active, more interested in our classes, because we're going to knock their heads and make them realize that what they are learning could be learned in a different way, a way that is easier for them to understand. It's really useful when our students know their own predominant intelligence, because I've had students that at university level, high school level, that they don't know how their brain processes information. And it's really frustrating for them, because they can spend hours and hours studying, or what they think is studying, that is being seated in front of a book and reading for hours and hours and hours. And when they get to school, they forgot everything. And it's kind of frustrating. And that happens because they do not know how the brain processes information. If they knew this, then they would be able to design their own strategy according to those 2-3 intelligences that are more developed in them. So I think this is a great thing to do at the beginning of the school year. It's going to be helpful for us as teachers and for our students. They will be able to find out their own strengths. Okay? And therefore, they will be able to share them. So when they work in teams, they know who is better at what, and they will be able to assign roles within the team in a much better way. You know? So there are many, many benefits when we use this multiple intelligences approach. But I think the most important one is that it's going to be easier for us to plan our classes. It's going to be easier for our students to understand and learn whatever we're going to teach. They're going to find out their own strengths. That's going to increase their self-esteem, which I think is priceless. And we're going to be able to create experiences within the classroom, not just a class that is based on a book and activities, you know, fill in the blanks, activities that we all do. We're going to be able to use English, in our case, we're English teachers, to use English in different contexts and in different ways, and to present it in much more interesting ways for our students to understand, enjoy, and process all this information. So here I have some useful links. Actually, in the first one, you will find an online test to find out your predominant intelligence, or your students' predominant intelligence, and some other 3 links where you will find much more information about it. Believe me, it's going to be really, really useful. You're going to see the difference when you find out this, the way your students process information. And it's going to be, as I told you, easier for you to make them understand, and easier for them to process. They will enjoy it more, and your class will be much more varied in activities than just the ones that we normally find in books and textbooks. So here are some useful links. I hope you find much more information there. And if you need anything else that we could share, or that you think I could share with you, I'll be glad to do it. Here is my email address and my social network, so you can find me here. And I have a lot of information about multiple intelligences that I can share with you if you want. So thank you for being here. I don't know if Rob is over there, but
I'm here.
Okay.
Hi. Thanks so much. That was great.